Rise, rise, my children of Pittsburgh. Hello, and welcome to the stream of blood and today's episode of Vampires of Pittsburgh Lockdown. If you've never tuned, oh my God, frog in my throat. If you've never tuned in before, you should know that this is a live play, role-playing game channel where we play, today we play Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition with some incredible players, professional actors, not to brag. And I'm a professional storyteller for Vampire. That's my job. My name's Jared Logan. Did I say that? We're so happy to be back. We took a little break. We saw what the Inquisitors in Pittsburgh were doing. The Inquisitors, of course, the arch enemies of the Vampires of Pittsburgh. We saw them kind of solve a case with violence and some detecting. And then we took a short break, and now we're back. And we left our Vamps last time on a huge cliffhanger. So let's get into it as soon as we can. Welcome back. Get your coffee, get your morning mimosa, your Bloody Mary. That's particularly appropriate. I'm using my Star Trek mug, and let's have some fun. We play Vampire in the morning when the vampires can't get us. Let's bring out your players. This guy, he just kicked ass last night on our Blades in the Dark stream. You guys should check out Blood and Blades if you're not already, where we play Blades in the Dark with 3 different crews and do a faction turn. Where our subscribers get to move gangs around the city and make goals and decisions for them. This guy, he plays pretty Marco Coyle on the Blades in the Dark stream, but here he plays Curtis Krieger. Who's the most tortured vampire in our coterie? It's really hard to say, but this is a tortured coterie of vamps. And he might be nigh the most tortured. Please welcome a wonderful improviser and actor, Ross Bryant, everybody.
Oh, hey, Jared, you caught me.
Yes.
I was just reading up on my symbols, signs, and signets.
Right. Now, what's a great signet from that book?
Oh, yeah, signets. Well, yeah, you have several governmental seals that would go on. You could even interpret cattle brands as signets, I suppose.
Interesting.
That's how deep this gets. But I'm particularly interested in these in various magic circles.
Holy shit! Here. I love it.
Especially since in a great moment of storytelling from last night from you and Troy improvised this moment of weird revelry where some very twisted and erotic stuff was happening in the protection of a magic seal. And some
by the way, Stream of Blood is rated R, and sometimes erotic stuff happens. And the reason that is because when people think erotic, they think Jared Logan.
Yeah. The erotic tension is palpable, and some of these seals are to bind and raise the spirits of the dead.
Ooh. That's really exciting. And have you ever tried practicing any magic yourself, like casting a spell, Ross?
I have to admit, I am a skeptic. I'm more fascinated in this stuff as folklore. But yeah, why not? I might give it a try. What could go wrong?
Hey, I'm going to pitch it right now. Stream of Blood special event. Ross Bryant casts a spell.
Yeah, I will. Let's get on Twitch some moonlit night. I will draw a hallowed verge upon the ground, and we'll see if we can get one of the fallen ones to do my bidding.
Wow! Jumping into the deep end, I love it. I mean, the stream has to be big, so that's a great idea. Speaking of fallen ones, let's bring this next guy in. Is he the most dangerous vampire in the coterie? That's very possible. Lucius Ali is his character, and Lucius has big ideas, big dreams, and is just a dangerous guy. But this guy couldn't be more pleasant, and he doesn't give me a dangerous vibe at all, except when he's acting he wants to. Let's bring in one of the stars of HBO's Raised by Wolves, an incredible actor, Mr. Salim, everybody.
What up?
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
How's it going? I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. It's funny, actually. I'm beginning to realize, I think if I had a choice of the roles that I could choose, it would be like the crazy, dangerous, malicious type of people.
Of course.
Just because, I just wouldn't even think about it in real. Like, I'm the guy who watches films and it's like, oh, don't go into that room. You're going into that room? Great, I'm going to turn off my TV now. Like, it's like that's the stupidest move to make. So,
yeah.
But
you like playing maybe somebody who's a little bit unhinged, maybe a little dangerous, a little kind of off his rocker.
Yeah, who just likes making dangerous moves and just does stupid things. I mean, now I'm playing Father, who's not stupid at all, as an android. But like, if I could, like, I genuinely would pick those roles who make the most wrong decisions. I am the black guy who dies first in most of this stuff. Like,
well, I mean, the nice thing about Vampire, that's a game where you are allowed to be that person. You know,
just do crazy stuff, man. Do
You're
crazy
playing D&D, people get mad at you if you're that guy. Like, don't open that door, don't be stupid. But if you're playing Vampire, everybody's like, well, it makes sense. Its humanity was down to 4. You know,
I'm eating stuff in like which I shouldn't be eating. So it's a pretty free world.
I don't think any of us can forget the time that Lucius ate some unidentified blood slime.
Yeah, just ate some random goo in a water treatment plant.
But it's funny though, man. Like I think that's just genuinely what I do enjoy about these games is that there's so much freedom to do anything and everything, right? And I think that's what's so lovely about it. Whereas, again, like most of the time, TV and film, you're just like, okay, I'll do this, I'll follow this, but I really want to do that. But it's
having been on a set or two, I know that the actors get a lot of like before they even get to act, they get a lot of stand over here. No, stand
completely.
Like no at this angle. No, put your foot like that.
Like,
no, like that.
Not that. Yeah.
And you'd come in with being like, so I think my character would like, maybe they'd look to the side and feel really, really powerful and potent. And then the writer would be like, no, you're just saying, what would you like, ma'am? And going home.
No looking to the side. You'll ruin our angle.
Okay.
Speaking of people who improve angles, my segues are wonderful today. She is a fantastic actor. She plays Jen Brown, who is tortured in a completely different way from the other two, a thin blood vampire who desperately wants to regain her humanity, but keeps meeting challenges to that goal. She is amazing, wonderful, and a great actor. Please welcome Ashley Burch, everybody.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Howdy do?
Okay,
we
great.
Can hear you.
Look, I found Jen's cat from episode 3.
Oh, nice. What happened to that cat?
Should we have a side mission about that cat? It's probably just dead. It's probably been dead for a long time.
No. Look, Curtis has his feral whispers. He can summon it back to your haven. We can bring the cat back.
I know that's the plot line that everyone's been really worried about. So
after this plot line, people might want a breather like that.
Yeah.
I forgot how totally fucked we are until I signed on and I was like, oh, right.
It's like, oh, wait. Yeah.
We're really boned. Okay, great.
Really hosed.
Super, the most boned that you can be. But I count on this. I count on this coterie to just make it worse. I'm excited to see what pans out for you all today.
Wait, can I just ask before we begin?
Please,
whenever you say feral whispers, am I the only person who thinks of George Michael?
No, I get it. A sex lick plays in my head every time.
It's like comes straight there, like. And I'm like, okay, this is not right.
Oh,
for this game.
Wait, are you guys talking about careless whisper?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're saying feral whispers.
It just scans the same. Yeah.
It's the same song, but with meows instead.
Mm-hmm. What do you think the discipline power careless whispers would summon instead of animals? Saxophonists?
Yeah.
Careless. Who's careless?
Clarinets, because no one cares about clarinets.
Yeah. From now on, please call it careless whisper, and I'll know what you mean. I know that you want to summon animals when you use it. Are we ready to get into this? There's so much game. Are you guys ready to rock and roll?
Let's so ready.
Oh,
Let's
I just want to mention
what we
something.
shouldn't eat.
I want to mention a couple things before we start. I'm so sorry. Ashley's episode of Mythic Quest Everlight is now available to watch on Apple TV Plus. So everybody that's watching, please go check that out. And also, I just played Vampires of Philadelphia 3 sessions with the glass cannon. Ooh. Our players, or at least one of our players, may be visiting at some point in the future of this chronicle. We may visit Philadelphia. Well, now we know who lives there, or rather is dead there and walking around. So check out New Game Who Dis on the glass cannon if you want to see a little bit about what's going on in Philadelphia. And Ross is engaged.
Yay!
What? Congratulations!
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Jared.
All right, now let's dive into horrible tragedy and blood cannibalism. Vampires are real. They infest our cities. They feed on our children. They control our institutions. Among the vampires that call themselves the Kindred, there is the one most important rule: stay hidden. Don't reveal your existence to humans. Maintain the masquerade. But a year ago, 3 vampires in Pittsburgh broke that rule. Now the Inquisition controls the city, hunting the hunters, putting their havens to the torch. Your friends are dead. The city is burning. There's nowhere left to run. This is Lockdown. And by way of a brief recap, I will just say, when we last saw our anti-heroes, they were engaged in a couple different activities. Curtis Krieger was trying to find his friend Craig, who had taken some money resources that Lucius Ali had given him to upgrade the Haven. And when he took those resources to upgrade the Haven, he took them and he went and he bought drugs, and he got high in a drug den. So Lucius had to go and kind of help him, rescue him. The coterie made an interesting decision by giving him money. He hadn't really had a relapse in a little while. This is how rated R the show is, by the way, if you're tuning in for the first time. It gets heavy. So Curtis went to go and help him. This ended up with Curtis frenzying and murdering a couple of people that were taking advantage of his friend Craig, and Craig running off into the city, kind of escaping Curtis while he was in his feral state. And so Curtis was left to kind of, limp along, kind of like escape the scene of the crime on his own, covered in blood, moving through the alleyways. Meanwhile, Jen Brown and Lucius Ali had tracked our friend Circe. Circe was a member of their coterie, of their extended coterie, who was very much into magic, blood sorcery, things like that. And she had stolen a book from Jen Brown. Jen Brown had found inside the haven of the Tremere that everybody is now squatting in. She had found a book called The Passion of Salim, which talks about an interesting mystical practice of some kindred called Galconda. And Jen Brown and, of course, her other extended coterie member, Thana, the Nosferatu, were very interested in studying this text, but Circe stole it. Lucius and the Gargoyle and Jen Brown tracked Circe to an abandoned taekwondo school in an area of Pittsburgh. They broke in, they got the book back from Circe, but not before perhaps breaking with her from now on. There was a huge fight. Alliances were tested, pulled on a little bit. And in the end, Lucius and Jen Brown stayed together, but Circe has decided not to return to the coterie. But you did get the book back. Ross Bryant's character, Curtis Krieger, had an unfortunate encounter while moving through the city, kind of escaping the scene of his frenzy. He met up with the Archon, Isabel, Lucius Ali's sire, who is in Pittsburgh to try to help the Camarilla, which is the vampire government, remove the yoke of the Inquisition purges. She was present at the fall of London, so she knows how bad it can get when the Inquisition takes over your city and starts purging all the vampires. So she has been sent by the Camarilla to kind of help them battle against the Inquisition. But it seems that the Camarilla's focus has been a little split, because in addition to trying some things to take down the Inquisition presence in the city, they've also been hunting Jen Brown and her touchstone Sabrina, who is Sonia's former ghoul retainer who has a blood bond to her. And so they managed to find Curtis Krieger and capture him. When that happened, Lucius and Jen eventually found out about it through various means, and they called on Marius Sakura, another player in the city, a vampire with a strange servant who has no mouth, a real creep who at one point offered to help them in exchange for them helping him, and they turned him down. This coterie turned him down, but now that Curtis is captured, they decided, okay, we'll take a little help from you. Let me get to the point. Good Lord, what a fucking recap. How long have I been talking? Look, at the end of all of this, there was an enormous fight near the bridge over into Washington's Landing where the Camarilla make their havens. And during that fight, the Archon, Isabel, turned Jen's gargoyle, turned the coterie's gargoyle friend against them by speaking certain keywords and bringing up a subliminal trigger. The gargoyle attacked Jen, Lucius attacked the Archon, but ultimately they were defeated. Lucius gave up in exchange for not having Jen destroyed. Jen has spent all of her willpower, and at the beginning of today's session, I am going to rule that they are captured by the Camarilla.
Yeah.
Lucius, Salim, and Jen Brown are captured by the Camarilla, but there is hope. Curtis Krieger escaped the Archon. He escaped the Archon in a wild escape out of the back of her van. He managed to move down the river quite a ways, and he has come in contact with Marius Sakura's agents, who Marius sent to help the coterie. 3 small children who look to be dressed in turn of the 20th century garb.
Abu doesn't like it. He's not having it.
It's so disgusting, man. Like,
and here they are.
Oh, no.
Michael Jackson, bro.
Here they
That's
are.
Michael Jackson kind of crap, bro. What you doing?
I really don't like the one on the far left.
Yeah.
He's wigging me out.
Oh god. They want to sell me some papes and drink my blood.
Yeah, they want to sell you a couple papes and bite a nickel that you throw at them. But
it's like an Oliver Twist, like gone wrong.
Yeah.
So let's start, however, with Jen Brown. You were taken by the Archon and her ghouls into a place that you are now a little bit familiar with, into Washington's Landing. Lucius Ali, you were as well. And you're so surrounded by ghouls, you're out of willpower. Lucius, you've basically agreed to stop fighting back, because if you do, the gargoyle is just going to break Jen Brown. Just break her in front of you. And so you guys have, for now, submitted to sort of capture and interrogation. Now, if at any point you want to go, wait, I'm doing this as we go in, or I planned this, like, please don't let me railroad you in any way. But I'm going to let you know that right now they get you into the complex. They get you back to that final row of row houses, you know, those high-end kind of row houses in the subdevelopment that you know belong to Kindred from when you scouted it out earlier. And they are taking you to separate houses and taking you down into the basements of the houses. And soon, unless there's any actions you guys want to take, soon Jen Brown will find herself in what looks like a high upper middle class basement. There's like a water heater and skis leaning against the wall. And there's someone else down there waiting to talk to her.
Oh, God.
Sonia.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Sonia is waiting for her. And you know what? What the hell? Sonia is petting your old cat.
No!
Yes, she has Jen Brown's cat. How has she done that? Yep, she's got your cat. I just decided it was a horrifying suggestion from Mr. Clinton Trucks, and now it is truth.
Oh, no.
And so Sonia is waiting for you. The gargoyle is kind of back in, you can feel it behind you. You can kind of hear it shuffling around. So the gargoyle has stuck close to you, Jen Brown.
Okay, I have something I would like to try.
Great.
Which is there anything I can roll or anything that I maybe have gleaned from the book that would help me sort of wrest control away from the Archon over Gargi?
Yeah.
If there's a way I could like subtly make them change alliance again.
You certainly think that there's a possibility. Do you remember what those code words were?
Son of a bitch.
Well, no, wait. Now don't don't get too upset right away. Maybe you can make an intelligence plus academics roll and give me just, I think, 5 successes to remember what those code words were.
Oh, just 5.
Yeah.
No
Do you have that?
problem.
Do you have that many dice, Jen Brown?
I have exactly that many dice, I think. You said intelligence plus academics?
That is correct. Yeah. And by the way, you are at -2 because you're out of willpower.
Yo.
There's no way I can make this roll. I'm also at 3 hunger.
So I'm gonna say that can change, Jen Brown.
Okay.
Like through your actions, you can get your willpower back. We're gonna leave it where it is right now.
Okay.
But through actions and through role play, you can get your willpower back and perhaps get a better chance at that role or another role in the future if you decide to do something else. But right now, you're face to face with Sonia, and you feel completely. I mean, you tell me how you define Jen being completely out of willpower. How does she act? How does she feel? What is stopping her from, running at full capacity right now?
Well, I think Jen knows that she just totally fucked herself and Lucius. And she doesn't know where Curtis is, and she knows that there's no one back at base except for Clara that she can really count on because Craig's MIA and Sabrina's blood bonded. So she feels pretty fucked. And kind of like she screwed up again because she blames herself for what happened at the Cathedral of Learning. So I think she's just sort of a shell. I think she's kind of just sort of staring into nothing. And she knows that she was going to be brought to Sonia probably. And a part of her is scared. But I think at the same time, she's more hating herself right now. So she's kind of just, I think, sort of like a mask of her usual self and just sort of staring at the ground, not even looking at Sonia. I think she clocks that even Sonia has her cat and it doesn't even, she's like, of course she does. Like, of course she does,
So Sonia sets the cat down and moves up to Jen Brown and kind of runs her long nails along your cheek and is like, look at you, darling. You're a mess. I should have known my prodigal daughter would get into trouble if left to run about on her own too long. Are you hungry, dear? Can we get you something? We're pretty well stocked here.
Jen's not going to say anything to her.
I know what's happening right now. You're blaming yourself. You're blaming yourself for what's happened with Mr. Ali, to the city, really. I mean, you are responsible for so many vampires being burnt. Oh, you can hear the uproar outside in the city as things burn. Darling, I'm so sorry that this has happened to you. You shouldn't blame yourself. It's really my fault. I should have taken a firmer hand with you. A ghoul comes in and hands her some blood, and she sets it down on a little table in front of you, and let's say it's in a teacup.
Jen takes it and tips it out and drops the teacup.
Such manners. I can work with that. I've brought you here because it's time for me to admit I've made mistakes. I dealt with this entire situation wrong. I need your help.
Jen doesn't say anything.
Jen Brown, I'm telling you, I didn't teach you the things that you should know as a member of the Camarilla. I didn't give you the, how would you put it in your corporate world, the tools for success.
Ashley loves Sonia. Jen hates her.
Oh, God.
I love Sonia.
The ghoul cat, or I'm sorry, the cat is licking up the blood on the floor. And Sonia kind of looks at it for a second and is like, Jen Brown, I've made so many mistakes.
Whoa. Did you see that? My cat's going nuts.
Yeah. It's all that blood.
It's all that blood.
So she says, I've made so many mistakes. The water treatment plant, that was a mistake.
While she's talking, is there any way that Jen could just be racking her fucking brain for what those words were?
She could, but I think we need to figure out how is Jen Brown going to get back her willpower in this moment. And we're actually, Jen Brown's acting pretty willful, defying her.
Being defiant.
I think as your storyteller, I want something else. I think that it's time to confront this woman in some way. Look, and it can be any way you want. I don't want to like make you do something. But I think, you're being a little passive, and I want to know, what you're going to do to get your willpower back here.
Okay.
But you can think about that for a second, Ashley, while she just finishes one more little thing she wants to say. She says, recently the Inquisition dealt with that mistake for me, and I realized that allies could come perhaps from unexpected corners. There's no reason that you and I need to be at cross purposes. We both need the Inquisition out of the city. So, enough talk. I'm here to make you a deal, darling. If you and your friends help me remove the Inquisition from Pittsburgh, you and Sabrina can have your freedom. You can leave my city, never come back, and I won't hunt you down like I have for the past year. Or you could refuse.
The thought that came to my mind about what Jen could do, I don't know if it's possible, but basically what I want her to do is say, you need my help.
I do. There are many people that would wish to see me fail. Fail in retaking my city. The Camarilla has not been as helpful as I would like in Washington with these Inquisition soldiers. And so, I know I cannot confront them physically. I need someone who thinks outside of the box.
The thought that I had, which I think is, I don't even know if it would work, but is that Jen goes to like, not stake herself, but like basically like, if you need me and I'm no good dead, then I might as well be dead.
Jen goes to
control. Not stake herself, because I know that would just freeze me and then she could, but I sort of want to go, kind of like slit my own throat or something. But obviously that wouldn't do anything because I'm a vampire necessarily.
Well, you're a thin blood. So it would do something. It would be a statement.
Okay. I'm going to do it.
Okay. Wow. I don't think they don't have you tied up because they have a big gargoyle right behind you. So let's see. Is there anything like laying on the floor or whatever? Give me a roll. And it is at -2 because you're out of willpower. But what do you think you would use here to kind of grab a sharp object and have sort of the
Did the teacup shatter? Because I could just grab one of those and go put it to my own neck.
Oh, yes, it did shatter, and you do have a shard of teacup, but you just have to give me a roll. What'll the roll be? It's up to you, really.
My physical shit is terrible.
Yeah, well, maybe it's not physical because it could be about misdirection. It could be about spotting the cup. I'm gonna let you do it. I just want to see how. I want the dice to decide kind of how it goes because it feels like they would stop you, right?
Could I do intelligence plus manipulation to do kind of like a misdirect thing?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I'll allow it. Remember to take 2 dice off of the roll. And let's see how quickly our gargoyle friend moves when trying to stop you.
No dice.
No, it didn't work.
No,
Okay,
I'm too hungry.
Oh, we're back again. Okay, great.
Yeah. You kind of like misdirect by like kind of moving one way, and then you go down and you have the shard in your hand and you have it against your neck and you pierce the skin, and that's when a huge stone hand just comes over your hand, yanks it away from your neck, pulls the shard and crushes it into dust, and then stands back like an automaton again, like not moving.
I'm guessing that wasn't enough to get willpower back.
Well, you know what? I think it was. I mean, I can see how determined you are. That's insane. So go ahead and take one back for that.
Okay.
You didn't succeed at the full act of it, but you really don't like Sonia, and you are really not going to listen to her bullshit. Let's cut now to that. I mean, that's a great place to stop that scene. Let's cut now to Curtis Krieger standing on the banks of the Allegheny River with these three weird kids near him. Hello, Curtis Krieger. They walk down the bank toward you. They look like they're going to go fishing.
All right, don't come in.
Look at the size of his feet, man.
Yeah. Uh-oh. It's from the Shire. It's like,
find Curtis Krieger. That was the Gias. Yep. Uh-huh.
Don't come any closer. Who sent you?
Our Uncle Marius sent us.
And I think Curtis would remember who that little monologue with that creepazoid.
Yeah.
What's he looking for me for?
Jen Brown and Lucius Ali asked us to find you and bring you to them.
Oh.
And then the one little boy's like, they're moving.
What do you mean they're moving? Who's moving?
Jen Brown and Lucius Ali. We saw them about a half a mile away. They had a big monster with them. It hurt Jen Brown a lot. And a beautiful woman with pink hair.
Oh, fuck.
She's taken them onto the island. We can find them for you.
And I think Curtis is spiraling because it's like, they came after me. They came after me. They wouldn't be in trouble if they hadn't come after me. It's like, you can take me to them?
We can find them. And one of them pulls something out of his overalls and then unravels it, and it's like a dead moth on a string. And he kind of looks at it, and he kind of whispers something to it, and then all of a sudden the moth comes to life and starts fluttering, and it flutters up, and it goes like in a certain direction. You can see it kind of moving like a kite, and then it sort of points toward the island, Washington's Landing.
Gandalf shit.
God,
That's cool.
I know, man. That's what the hell.
He brought him in there.
A careless whisper.
Mm-hmm.
If you follow us, we'll take you to them. Our job is to take Curtis Krieger to Jen Brown and Lucius Ali.
But if they're in there, if they're in there, then they're in serious trouble. Can you get in without being seen?
They look at each other and they go, no, we will be seen. Follow us. And they start kind of like moving up the bank away from you, like following the little moth on the string.
Oh, no.
It's like, what? And I don't have Ruby. She's back at I sent her home. And I think I grabbed the phone from that fisherman at the end of last time. I think I might just like call Jen's phone.
Ah, okay, interesting. You call Jen's phone, and that will allow me to cut back to Jen Brown, who now feels the gargoyle's heavy paws on her back, and the phone goes off, and Miss Sonia picks it up, and she's like, I don't recognize this number. I never answer those. Interesting, though, that I could contact Sabrina through this phone. Yes? So let me put it to you.
Back. Could I try to remember what the words are?
You certainly could. And you now no longer have a -2. Okay. So give me an intelligence plus academics, and I need 5 successes.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
No way, there's no way.
Can you like blood rouse?
Yeah, it's a good idea. How hungry are you?
I have 3 hunger.
Wow. I mean, 4 is going to make you, very close to frenzy, very in a dangerous place, but maybe it's worth it here.
Oh, fuck it. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm hungrier. I'm hungrier. Oh, God.
Yep.
All right. Well, that gives you a +1 to whatever attribute you'd like, in this case, intelligence. You can go ahead and roll intelligence plus academics, and you need 5 successes.
So I'm at hunger 4, so it's a pool of 6. So it's 2 normal die and
4 hunger die.
4 hunger.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Son of a fucking bitch. I mean, it's a total failure, and if I reroll, I'm only rerolling 2 dice.
Oy.
Look, it's not over yet. But Sonia's just going to say this, okay? And she's Sonia, so this is what she says. She says, I could call Sabrina, and I could tell her to commit suicide on your parents' couch. Or we could all work together.
Oh, God.
Fuck. Is there any... So I'm held by the gargoyle.
The gargoyle has its like big paws on you right now. Yeah.
Are my hands free?
Your hands are free. They're not too worried. Like you were able to grab that really quickly and try something, but like, and you could keep trying things like that, but the gargoyle is there.
I'm wondering if there's any sort of fail-safe. Surely there's some sort of fail-safe that Jen would have put on her phone so that someone else couldn't use it.
That sounds pretty right on for Jen Brown. I want to roll to make sure that that's true. And that'll just be an intelligence plus tech roll, which is a good roll for Jen Brown.
Is my best for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I swear, if you fail this, I'm gonna leave.
And don't, you know what? This happened before, so I don't want you to add 4 hunger. Can you just roll dice for it? I mean,
my straight dice?
Yeah, put 0 hunger on it, because this is something you've done before. We're just rolling to see how good your security is.
Well, I got a critical.
Okay, so you got critically good security.
There we go.
And Sonia's like sitting here, and of course, even if when she was alive, she wouldn't have been good dealing with this. And she's like, "Your little tricks. We will break this, and then you will have to make a decision. I'm going to give you some time to think about it, darling. And I want you to remember, this is your way out. I'm offering you amnesty. I do that for no one.
You're offering me enslavement. And I won't accept it."
She looks at the gargoyle and says, "Keep a close eye on her." And then she starts to waddle back up the stairs. Let's cut to Lucius Ali in a completely different basement somewhere nearby.
Damn.
This basement has been cleared out. It doesn't have like old skis and a water heater and stuff in it. Whoever is using this house has kind of cleared it all out. And Lucius Ali, again, you can retroactively say, "Oh, I did this or I did that," make this capture not so absolute. But I think that they are chaining you down right now. Like they don't want they don't want to take any chances with you. And it's so insulting to poor Jen Brown that they're like, the gargoyle can handle her. We don't need to chain her. But Lucius, Ellie, I think they've got you in like a little chair, a little dining room chair, and they're just like chaining you down. Ghouls are like doing this right now. And your sire stands before you, Isabel, the Archon who has come to Pittsburgh, and there she is. And she's like, I do apologize for the restraints.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck everything you stand for, you stupid fucking... And I'm gonna like, as I'm doing it, I'm like running my arms on the chains, trying to make myself bleed just with this, just as I'm constantly like, I'm trying to make myself bleed here.
Do we really have to go through a long argument, Lucius? Or can we skip to the part where you understand where I'm coming from?
Understand? What? You abandoned me. You left me to be fucking hunted. You gave me this gift. And now you just... What am I to understand?
Darling, that was not my choice. My sweet, sweet child. And she moves towards you, and she's you can see that she's trying not to embrace you because you're moving, and she really wants to not embrace you with a capital E, but she wants to like hug you, and she's like, I didn't want to leave you. London was taken over by the Inquisition. Does that sound familiar? The same thing is happening here, darling. It wasn't my choice to abandon you. I've been looking for you. I swear I have. And it looks like I found you just in the nick of time because look at you. What's happened to you, dear? You've become an animal.
How close is she?
She's pretty close. She's having trouble staying away. She has feelings for you.
So if she's all right, I'm gonna sort of like, I'm gonna calm down a bit, and I'm gonna, when she gets close enough, I'm just gonna go and headbutt her.
Great. Okay. Great.
Fucking great.
Give me a brawl plus strength. I think in this case roll.
And potence. Can I include my
and you can add your potence, of course, and you can surge if you like as well. And she will do what she does.
Okay. Strength plus brawl. Yeah, and I think it's more. It's not necessarily like kind of like a. I mean, because again, I'm not a fighter, right? So I think it's just more of a, like a kind of just wanting to just go for her because I'm just like vexed. I've got 2 successes.
Great. Let's see how she does here. Okay. Okay. I can't believe this. She rolled a nice dice pool, and she's like, "Babe, listen to me, darling." And then all of a sudden, smash! Like right into her face, like hard. Like she wasn't quite ready for it, and like a tiny bit of blood trickles out of her nose, and she's like, "Look at you! You've let them turn you into a beast. They have ruined this city. They have brought the kindred to their knees here, and you've become one of them."
And what are you doing, huh?
I am
walking around with a mask, looking like a fucking superhero. Who the fuck wears a mask going around pretending to be something they're not? Who are you trying to save?
I am maintaining.
You can't even save the people that you're trying to make. Sure you are. Sure you are.
Don't make me force you to see my side of things, Lucius. You know I'm stronger than you. You know it. You know I'm stronger.
I'm going to look away, and I'm just sort of like, what do you want?
The Camarilla exists to stop shit like this from happening. To stop you. Look at you. You look like a corpse. to stop vampires like you from sinking into a feral depravity. And I know I can smell it on you. You've been feeding on kindred, haven't you?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
That's a beautiful delicacy taste.
oh.
You should try it sometime. Hey, come over here. Have some of mine. I'll let you have a free bite.
I think you need some time in isolation. I'm going to leave you here, but I want you to know that I still love you, that I never meant to abandon you, and you still have an opportunity at redemption through the Camarilla. Help us, and I will help you achieve your dream. That is the same dream of the Camarilla, a society where humans and vampires can live side by side without hurting each other. When we talked about that the last time we saw each other, you inspired me. I'm here to help you, you stupid twat. And then she walks away.
Is there ghouls near me?
Yeah, there are ghouls, and they look a little afraid of you. They're holding on to their tasers and just kind of watching you. And you were also, they did manage to chain you. The Archon has outfitted her little row house as like a place where she can keep someone. And so that's what's going on down here.
So I have a question, because this blood sorcery, and the corrosive vitae.
Yeah.
How does that work? Can I use it to break these chains?
Yeah, I think that they didn't know that you have blood sorcery, because why would you? You're an Anarch Ventru. How does an Anarch Ventru learn blood sorcery? But he did, and he learned a particularly useful power. And so let's look and see how that works.
I forgot you got that.
Yeah, so did I. So you need to use one or more rouse checks, and with one or more rouse checks, you can create 35 centimeters of matter that are corroded. And I'm going to rule that because there are two chains kind of holding you down, you'll have to rouse twice. What is Lucius's hunger right now?
I'm at 3.
Okay, so extremely dangerous, Lucius, because if you were to fail both of those rouse checks, you would go to hunger 5 and immediately enter a hunger frenzy where you're feral and not really able to control your actions. Wow, that's interesting. As Lucius starts to slowly work on the alchemy within his blood, let's cut back to Curtis Krieger and the children, who are now standing on a hillside, a bank, looking at the main gate into the Washington's Landing housing complex, which you are quite familiar with, Curtis. And they're like,
"Look, we can't just walk in there. It's under guard. I did it days ago."
"With us, you can."
How?
"Yeah, follow us." And they just start walking toward the gate.
But and he's like, I could, and I think the deadened humanity part of him, there's a part of him that's just like, leave him. You can just walk away. You can be free. You don't have to deal with any of this. Go off into the forest. But there, just that one little bit left is like, Jen wouldn't leave me, and he follows the kids.
So, Curtis, you walk right up to the gates where there are, as usual, some guards on duty, and they're kind of like peering out at you. And right now, I need a roll from Curtis to keep his cool, because he's having to go against all of his like tactical acumen.
He's like real nervous.
Yeah, so let's make it a composure plus subterfuge roll, I think. Unless he has something else he thinks he would use, I think that is what I would like him to make.
I kind of love these weird little kids.
And what's your current willpower, Curtis Krieger?
I've got 3 left.
Okay, so you're doing pretty well.
I'm doing okay.
So you need 3 successes here, and you will you'll not.
I don't have any subterfuge. Could I bargain it to stealth? Just to.
Oh, I'll allow that.
Okay, great.
Yeah, composure plus stealth.
Great. Here we go.
So you're getting closer. They're looking straight at you. It's you covered in blood in like your normal like old fatigues.
I was just in a
3
river,
little
so
kids. Yeah, and you're dripping wet. And like these guys are guards, and you can see that they're now coming out of their little shacks, and the kids are walking straight toward them. And the guys are like, "Hello," and how did you roll?
3 successes.
Okay, Curtis Krieger. As you approach, you kind of look at yourself for a second because you're thinking, I'm covered in blood, I'm wet. And then you see that you're wearing like a security guard uniform.
What?
And that your hand looks very different. That's not your hand.
What the?
And the children, one of them looks up at one of the other security guards and goes, "We'll take over from here." And then the guard goes, "Thanks, Sammy," and he starts gathering his things, like his little lunchbox and stuff, and starts moving out of the guard shack.
Holy shit!
This is insane.
Yeah, and one of the other little kids is like, "Day shift's here, Tommy. You can roll." "Hey, thanks, Kelly." And they're like moving out away from you. But
Great.
Day shift's here is bad. That means that this rescue is now on a time limit. Because you guys used a lot of hours. Yeah, you guys used a lot of hours. So you are now moving through Washington's Landing, Curtis. Like those ghoul guards kind of move away. And now the children are leading you through Washington's Landing. And you're moving past that sort of area with like the gazebo and the outdoor concert area where they were having some sort of meeting the first time you were here. You can see it's now empty and quiet. And is there anything you want to do, or do you want to just follow them?
I think just like, get a lay of the land, but otherwise I want to get Jen and get out.
Okay, so what you notice is that there are many rows of houses, and they look to be inhabited. And some there are lights on, there are cars in the driveways, and so these kindred are living amongst a bunch of mortals. Like they own one street of this housing development, and in theory, you see some of the ghouls that are off duty go into some of the houses. So those ghouls possibly live and work here. But there are too many houses for it to just be those people. There must be like normal people here. As the children are moving like through the housing complex with you, suddenly one of the boys, the one that none of you like that's in his bare feet, suddenly goes and looks toward a house and then looks towards the others and says, "I'll go collect our payment." And they go, "Okay." And they now have a hoop and a stick, Curtis, that they're kind of pushing along. That's leading them to where Lucius and Jen Brown are. The hoop is kind of rolling along ahead of you, but the one kid is turning off toward this house.
Okay. Is there any? Do I see anyone else around?
Yeah. So not really at this point because it's like 4:30 in the morning, right? So it's like 2 hours till dawn, and there's not really anybody up. I said there's a couple lights on, cars and driveways, but yeah, not a lot of activity. The ghouls that got off work just now have gone into houses that were near the gate, and you're kind of moving into the center of the complex now.
What kind of payment is you talking about? What you getting at?
They look at you and it's like, "Marius promised us payment." And they keep moving toward.
Marius promised you payment. Sure, what could be more natural? Yeah,
we have to complete our guias. Follow us. Don't worry about him.
You got to if you get one.
Are you going to follow?
Yeah. Jen's this way.
I would watch an entire show that's just Curtis and these three
Literally.
You might be asking how I ended up here.
Okay. So Curtis keeps following them, and now I think we should go back to Jen Brown. Jen Brown, you have been down here a while. You're racking your brain, right?
I mean, I'm guessing there's no other way for me to get out, and this thing would kill me instantly. So I feel like the only option that I really have, and Sony has my phone. So the only option I really have, I think, is to try to fucking get through to this gargoyle.
Right. So it is.
Do I get any willpower back for sticking it to Sonia as she was leaving?
Yeah, I think you do. Go ahead and take another willpower back.
Thank you.
And the gargoyle is sitting there watching you impassively.
Is there any way? Is it just the words or my only way through? There's nothing about.
Well, maybe not. Maybe there's something else. I mean, did you try? You did try to reason with it when you.
Yes, but I just kept failing.
Yeah, you failed. You failed your rolls, right? So possibly there's a chance here for another roll.
I think. I'm gonna try. What would that roll be? Can I know?
Yeah, sure. I think that I let the players kind of design them themselves sometimes. So, what do you think she uses? I think persuasion's a good one. I don't think tricking it or ordering it is the move here, right? Because you have to get in touch with its humanity.
I think I would be either. Could I make a case for intelligence plus persuasion?
What knowledge are you bringing to bear? What
the experience basically that we've had together, and how I've seen it act when it's sort of feral, and how I've seen it act when it's listening to me.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I'll allow it. But I want to hear your plea, your speech.
Okay. God, I have so much hunger. Oh, I'm so hungry. Oh God. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Do you want to hear the speech first, or me roll first?
I think let's hear the speech first, because that could even help you.
Look, I don't know how much of you can hear me or ever heard me. I know they have some sort of control over you. And frankly, I've been commanding you. I must have been controlling you in some way. I don't want to do that. I don't know what you are or what happened to you. And I know that even if you can understand me, you probably wouldn't believe me. Hi, little cat. Come here.
Cats, babies. It's another episode of Vampires of Pittsburgh Lockdown.
But I want to help you. I don't see you as a pawn like they do. And if I knew how to communicate with you before, I would have been doing more to help you then. I don't know if you remember before you hurt me the last time. I felt like I could see you, who you really were, not whatever they made you. And I want to help whoever that is.
Add a dice to your roll.
Okay, great.
But I got to tell you, we're rolling and you hear footsteps on the stairs.
Fuck. Okay. Okay. So that brings me up to an 8 dice pool, which is pretty good, but I'm at 4 hunger.
Yeah. Let's hope it's not a messy critical or something like that. I think that's.
I know I just gained a willpower back, but I'm going to spend one because I feel like this is pretty important. I got 2 successes, 4 successes total.
Okay. That's a lot of successes. The gargoyle suddenly, like, you can see that you've gotten through to it. And then suddenly a head pokes down the stairs and you see a face you recognize. The face of Dr. Orman.
Fuck.
And
no.
Jennifer Brown, you are tampering with a very delicate piece of equipment. And he comes down the stairs and he like immediately says to the gargoyle, Marduk, Nergal, Inanna, sit. And it goes down onto its haunches again. And it's like,
Marduk?
Quit speaking to it like it is a person. It cannot be confused in that way. It's going to take years of recalibrating. And he's kind of like looking it over right now. Did you think that we weren't listening to what you said down here? What did I ever
cut
see
him
in
off and say, Marduk, Orgul, Inanna, make your own choice?
Yes, absolutely you can. And you got 4 successes, right?
Yes.
So he's kind of messing with it, and you can kind of see through the area where its face is broken open that it looks over at you, and it's keeping your gaze, and he's kind of trying to get eye contact with it, and you have to tell me what you're doing. What are you doing?
I want it to choose. I'm saying I want this gargoyle to have its own sense of agency. I want to show that I'm not like these. So I'm going to say, make your own choice.
It looks over at you. It looks over at him. And it backs up. It looks at both of you. And it just tears out of the basement away from both of you. Ripping its way out. Yes. It's ripping its way out. You just hear smashing. Now you hear like people screaming and like guns going off. And he's like... like shocked and horrified that is happening. And he's like, look what you've done! Look what you've done, you stupid little fool! And he's getting like very angry, and it looks like he's about to frenzy. He's the only one watching you now.
Yeah, I was gonna say. And he's not, does he see, well, he's got a bunch of blood sorcery and shit.
He's got shit. He can do things. Yeah.
And there's no exits, and he's standing in between me and the way out, right?
Well, there is an exit, which is a big stairway that's half crushed and a hole in the ceiling of this basement.
Oh, that's right, because Gargi made a run for it.
Gargi made a run for it and tore away out of the entire building.
I'm gonna try to book it out the hole. Ooh, I'm gonna try to.
There goes Gargi.
There goes Gargi.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to book it out the hole.
Okay, great. He is going to try to stop you, and he's going to, of course, resort to his like power and not. He's not a physical guy, clearly.
Right.
So let's see what he can.
But I'm not a very physical girl, so.
Yeah. So just give me a dexterity plus athletics, and he's going to. He's going to. What is
That's
he going
all
to do?
hunger. I mean, that's my only option, right? I can't do anything else. I couldn't say it's dexterity plus. No, it has to be dexterity plus athletics.
I think it's dex plus athletics. He just got hungrier and he's frenzying, so he's not using his power. Actually, he's just lunging at you angrily, like a monster, because he's just completely turned into an anger frenzy at you for destroying his beautiful creation. And so here he comes with his hunger frenzy attack, and if he gets more successes than you do, he will. He'll tackle you or whatever.
I mean, he's definitely going to, because I got a total failure.
Oh man!
Well, let's see how Dr. Orman does. He's also surging involuntarily. Okay, Dr. Orman got a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he got 4 successes. So he is instantly like on top of you and smashes you into like the stairs and the hot water heater, and he's like still like frenzying, like his fangs shining out of his rumpled scholarly exterior. And that's a great place for us to cut over to Lucius Ali. Lucius, have you made your rouse rolls yet?
No, I'm going to now. So
okay, here we go.
Right. 1 failure. Great. I'm hungrier.
Okay. So you're at a 4 right now.
Yeah.
If you fail this next one, you will no longer be able to kind of think straight. You'll just be a ravening beast.
Okay. 1 success, so I'm okay.
Oh my god. And so Lucius, you can describe how you do it, but basically little bits of your blood that you can kind of get out of your wrists or wherever like now act as like an acid to cut those chains.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kind of and I'm gonna sort of, I can feel myself getting hungrier. And I'm like, but then I'm like, I look at the ghouls. How many ghouls are there?
There are 2. They've only
So
kept 2 on you because you're chained down. They figured that would be enough.
So I'm gonna look at 2 of them and be like, and I look hungry, and I'm like, look, that was horrendously you saw a really ugly side of me, and I apologize. But, look,
Don't look at him,
hungry.
Isaac. Don't look at him. Remember, she warned us.
I'm not gonna do anything stupid. I'm just
Earplugs, Isaac. Earplugs. And they put earplugs in.
The chains are gone, right?
Oh yeah, you're loose. But they've
And
put
then-
in earplugs and they're refusing to make eye contact with you.
And
They're
I'm
kind of
sort
like watching your feet.
and that's perfect. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna use these chains like freaking Spawn and just go to slam them down with them both.
Great. Give me a that's really fun. Give me a you're using chains like Spawn. Give me a strength plus melee roll. And they probably will be surprised.
Can I use my potence in that as well or no?
You may, because it is a strength based weapon roll. So yes, you may.
4 successes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lucius is suddenly up and he has just smashed both of these ghouls in the face with his like chains, like, and they weren't expecting it. So they're like losing teeth, like taking like a hard blow to the head from his chains. And Lucius, do you want to stay and keep fighting with them? You have like a free round to do something before they can even retaliate. They're so stunned. They're like, one of them's laying on the ground, like bleeding out of his face. Do you want to do so? You want to continue with them?
I want to. Do I see their tasers or like any of their like equipment?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go and lunge for that, and then go to basically incapacitate them, basically.
Okay, great. So let's roll for that. So they're just gonna roll to try to stop you from getting their tasers, but I'm gonna take a couple dice off because you just busted their faces open. And you're gonna roll. I think you can make it a dexterity plus melee to get your hands on one of their tasers.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
I got 3.
They got a critical. And so one of them brings up his like you're trying to get it out, and the other one brings up his taser and hits it against you.
No way.
To the tune of, let's see here. Well, they got 4 successes, and then the taser doesn't do extra damage, but you weren't like really defending. So I'm going to go ahead and say that you take 4 superficial damage, which you can heal instantly if you wish to, Lucius. Each round you can heal some using your blood surge. And actually, if it's 4 superficial, you take half that. So 2 superficial. Forgive me. But like into the side of your neck, like, and let's just stick with this fight for a second. What are you going to do this round?
I'm going to then use like, I think I am. I'm gonna just use my chains again, or just try and basically like take the attack and try and basically turn it back on them, because I know they're ghouls, right? They're human, so I feel like it's gonna do more damage for them. So I'm actually gonna try and take it and then bam, and try and use my kind of my strength and that to sort of outmaneuver, like take it but maneuver it backwards.
Okay, I understand. So the chains are becoming like a weapon for you now, and you're going to try to like restrain them or move them out of your way or something like that. Does that make? Is that what you're saying?
Also, no, actually, because they've tasered me, right? I assume that they're close to me, right?
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to try and grab their arm and like turn it, like get their elbow and just baff and put it back into them. Yeah.
I love it. Give me a strength plus melee. You may add your potence. They're going to roll to try to tase you again. Okay. And they're going to both roll to do that. Now, well, actually, let me see. Let's see if one of them can get his taser out of his belt and get to his feet. Let's see that. Okay. He did not actually do that. So it's just the one, you were trying to grab the taser off the one on the ground. He hasn't been able to get up yet. He's still like, like with his face. The other one is up, has its taser on your neck, and is going to attack you again. And you may now roll your strength plus melee.
I've got 6 successes.
Ooh.
Are you fucking kidding me? Well,
2 strength, 2 melee, 2 potence, baby.
Lucius, Ellie, this guy comes in again with the taser again, and now I would like you to describe exactly what happens to his
Mortal's
arm.
gonna do this to you, man.
I literally, as the arm comes towards me, some weird fatherly jujitsu kind of sensei shit comes into my head, and I see it like come through, like go through me. I move back, I grab the arm, and I literally pull his shoulder in and just stab it into his jaw, like just like gonna bust this guy's teeth up.
Okay, I'm not gonna make you roll your damage for that. 6 successes says that a ghoul is handily removed from play. He goes down. He goes down. And where are you going now? What are you going to do next? The other guy is laying on the floor, still trying to get himself up.
I'm gonna literally just take that same taser and just to finish the other guy. Yeah.
He goes down unconscious.
And then
Lucius,
I'm gonna just throw the taser, get these chains off me, and just like get out of dodge, man. Like seriously, run out.
Okay, I love that. So you run up the stairs. We're going to leave you there for a second. Curtis Krieger, the children, their hoop is rolling toward a certain house when suddenly that front of the house smashes outward and the gargoyle comes crawling out and throws a ghoul that seems to break against a white picket fence, and then it leaps up onto the top of the house and then leaps over the wall out of Washington's Landing, all in front of you. And that is when the children go, Jen Brown's in there.
Yeah, I guess she would be.
Curtis Krieger, make a wits plus awareness roll for me.
That's a good sign, I think. Wits plus awareness. Here we go. Oh boy. 3 successes.
Well, then you notice the car moving rapidly toward the house from behind you that has come in probably through the front. And there is a car. It's actually one of their vans, one of their water vans, is moving toward you at a rapid rate.
When I look down at my hands, do I still see the hands of a guard?
You do not. The car is far enough away that they may have spotted you, but you could still get lost. You could confront whoever this is. You could run in to try to help Jen Brown. What do you want to do?
I think I run in to help Jen Brown.
Okay, you run in to help Jen Brown, and I'm going to allow you to do that. And as you do that, I'm going to cut away from our players for a second to say that the van stops, and out of it gets Bex, the current sort of interim sheriff of the Camarilla here in Pittsburgh. And let's see her if we can. Bex gets out. She's got some ghouls with her, and she is here to handle this situation. Here she is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
So she's moving in and she's pulling a gun, and her ghouls are all pulling guns, and they're all moving toward that house. Oh my God, let's do this. Curtis Krieger, you look down into a hole in the ground inside the living room of this place, or the kitchen of this place, rather. I think that's where the cellar stairs are. And you look down and you see Dr. Orman kind of has Jen Brown kind of pushed up against the wall, and he's like, like this. And now everybody can do something this round. So let's start with Jen Brown. What are you going to do this round?
I'm not powerful, and he's got me, and he's frenzying. Do I still have the piece of teacup?
Sure. Yeah, it's laying there on the ground. Sure.
It's not in my hand.
That could be. Actually, I mean, look, give me a roll and you have it. So, and this one will be, deal with whatever hunger you have. If you can give me like a quick stealth roll or a dexterity plus melee roll or something like that to grab it up, that you grabbed it before he was on top of you, then you have it.
That's not going to work. So I'll go ahead and
try it. You never know. You can't surge.
I only have 2 decks to work.
I don't want to tell you no, because that's a really smart play, and I don't want to say no. I just wanted to make you work for it. Tell you what, if you give me you're down to 1 willpower again, aren't you?
Sure am.
God damn it.
I mean, I can roll my 2 hunger, and I'll probably fail.
Roll your 2 hunger and see what happens.
Okay. All right.
Let's just see what happens. I do want to make you work for it.
I failed.
Okay. Wow. I'm surprised. Let's have here. We're going to do what's called a success at a cost. Okay.
Oh.
And the success at a cost means I let you have that little shard, but there's something wrong. There's something bad that's happening. And the thing that bad is happening is that I'm going to say Sonia has appeared now. That's yeah.
I feel like a tiny piece of teacup. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, sorry. That's what's happened. So, Sonia has appeared, and she is like just bashing against your phone, trying to put in a suicide call to Sabrina. But she's going to be an element in this combat as well now. And
how close is Ormond to me? I know he's pinned me against the wall.
He's like got you against the wall. He's like right there.
Is his face really close to me?
Oh yeah, yeah, he's right there.
I would like, if I could, just sort of distract him by egging him on, and then as he's distracted, because I'm so bad physically, if that can somehow help me so I can jam it into his neck.
Jen Brown, I want you to make an intelligence plus. I'm going to say intelligence plus manipulation.
Technology. Okay.
No. Intelligence plus manipulation, I think. And I'm gonna give you something, a tool that Jen Brown might have to make this work for her.
Intelligence plus manipulation. Mm-hmm. Okay. 4 hunger. Okay. Oh, she's hungry. Poor gal. 1 success.
1 success. Okay. You think about the basement of Economy Village, what was found there and what you did to it. And you remember that this is the guy that had that stuff down there.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
We found your little experiment, Doctor. All those bodies that you had in the basement.
Shut up! Shut the
Do you know what we did? You want to know what we did? They're all dead. Tried for you to stop, so we put them out of their misery. Snap.
Yeah. No roll necessary after that. He like goes into just like a feral scream, and you stab the teacup piece directly into his throat, and he's like suddenly like, and
can I like yank it across?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So blood is pouring out of his neck, and he's in like this full frenzy state. And so now I'm going to have everybody roll at once about what they want to do next. So Curtis, you arriving at the top, looking down in, you see just as Jen Brown does this, and you see that Sonia is kind of like basically in the room with you. Like she hasn't noticed you yet because she's kind of focused on Jen Brown. Yeah, she's focused on Jen Brown and what's going on down there. So you could take advantage of that in some way. What are you going to do this round?
Okay, well, it weirdly seems like Jen has the situation semi in hand.
For once.
Yeah.
And but so I noticed that Sonia is there. Damn. Okay. Oh Lord. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I got to do something to that, maybe. Even though she's probably insanely powerful, but I've got the element of surprise. Yeah, I think I'll just try to if I notice her come in, I'm going to try to no, and just try to feral weapons her right away.
Sonia.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll. Jen Brown, what are you going to do this round?
So he's a full-fledged vampire. So this isn't going to put him out of commission, right?
Not at all.
Right.
He's not only a full-fledged vampire, he's the Tremere Primogen, which means that you've probably heard him in one of the only ways you could, by like kind of getting him to frenzy and, you know, like making him, because if he had all of his faculties right now, he'd be pulling all kinds of fucked up, powerful shit against you.
And is he still holding on to me?
No. He, you know, you made him go completely ape shit, and now he's trying to pull the shard of cup out of his neck.
This is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so worried if I try to run away that I'm going to biff it again because I'm so bad physically. Do I get any advantage now that but no, Sonia's there, so I probably wouldn't to get away.
Yeah. You can just try to get away if you'd like. Or you can, you don't really know Curtis is there yet.
No.
But you do know that Sonia's there and that she's watching you and that she's going to try to stop you herself now. But you could try to escape somehow, or you could try to fight her. I mean, it's your call.
You know, I think that since I know that Sonia's watching me, I know that I wouldn't be able to get away. I'm going to focus on this motherfucker and just keep fucking with him. I'm going to keep hitting that same note and push, if I can, like push the teacup shard like deeper in as I like describe what I'm assuming his lover looked like, and how her eyes went dead when we killed her. I'm just going to keep filling his brain with terrible imagery as I like shove this thing into his neck.
I'll allow it. Give me a manipulation plus, let's see. Let's keep it going with manipulation plus. Well, no, that intelligence was reminded you. So give me a manipulation plus, I think it'll be insight, because you have insight into what's going to hurt him, right? Give me manipulation plus insight. Curtis Krieger, you're going to roll your strength plus brawl. Lucius Ali.
I am going to rouse also. And I also want unseen passage to go off. I want her to be attacked by an unseen hand.
Oh, okay, great. Excellent. So
I think it's like I see her and I'm so shocked. It's like...
Yeah. I love that. Okay. That actually matters a lot for what I was going to do. So this is amazing. So, and then Lucius Ali, I think that you're up and out of the building, right? You're on the street and you notice that the house right beside the one you just walked out of has a big hole in the front of it. And you notice Bex and her ghouls walking into it with guns drawn.
So I kind of want to position myself, if I can. I want to go behind, because I would see, and I want to know what order Bex and the ghouls go in, because that will matter a lot to what I do next.
Okay,
does that make sense?
Absolutely. Can you give me a stealth roll just to kind of stay out of the way where they won't see you? So dexterity plus stealth will work, and everybody can roll now. And here we all go. So, okay. So Sonia was rolling this round to notice Curtis, but Curtis decided to do his invisibility at the last minute. And Sonia hasn't turned on any kind of special power since the unseen. So Sonia's messing with the phone, and then she kind of is just taking in everything that's going on, waiting for Bex to get there. And she totally doesn't see Curtis because he remembered to throw on his invisibility at the last moment. So Curtis, it looks like you get to try a hit against Sonia. Let me know, how did that go?
3 successes.
Okay, and then +2 damage from your claws, right? So describe, since you've succeeded, what you do to her with your claws when you lunge at her invisibly. And by the way, once you attack, you are visible.
Great. Okay, cool. Yeah. So then I'm trying to incapacitate her as best I can. I would in a finesse sort of way, I see her go out of existence as she's like, wait, won't this phone work? I just want this claw to with dexterous precision come in and almost come in behind and pop her eye out.
Wow, that's nasty and super inhuman. 3 successes. Will 3 successes get you that? Oh shit!
Really? Maybe it just stabs her in the face.
I think you just stab her in the. Well, you stab her in the eye. You don't fully get the pop.
It doesn't pop out. It just sinks in.
She's looking right at you when your finger just goes into her eye.
So I appear in her field of half vision.
Okay, here we go. Let me mark down how much damage that does.
She's just a poor old lady, man.
You've tangled with her before. That's how they get you, man.
Okay, great. So that's your turn with her. Like suddenly, you've put your finger into her eye. Jen Brown, how did you roll?
If you had to guess, what would you think?
It wasn't a total failure, was it?
Total failure.
Yeah, it is great.
Okay. Let's see how Ormond did, like getting control of himself, and healing himself. So Jen Brown, I think that what's holding you back is your humanity. Like you see him in pain, and you just you can't quite like describe to him like beautifully how you murdered his family. Quite the way you wanted to.
And they died, and I'm sorry, but they died. I'm really sorry.
Yeah. It also might be a little bit like Jen Brown.
It was sad. It was a mercy.
Sad.
Jen Brown, you've dealt with a lot of this, but you're the closest to a human as of any of them. And when a vampire is truly frenzying out like this, it's still a little scary to you because you're a little more fragile. So, he did pretty well. He's gotten control of himself, and he has to rouse to heal, and he does not get hungrier. And so this round, he's gonna pull the piece out of his neck, and you see his like throat kind of closing up. And Jen Brown, you're kind of like, oh boy. And Lucius Ali, how did your stealth roll go?
I got 2 successes.
Okay, let's see if any of these ghouls are paying attention, because I think Bex is very focused on what's going on inside. Okay, yeah. The 2 ghouls behind Bex suddenly are like, hey! And they start moving toward you as Bex moves into the building. Yeah, you might have a problem here. They're going to move toward you, and you have to decide what to do. And in fact, why don't you decide right now? What are you going to do this time?
I'm going to kind of use my awe and sort of mesmerize to be like, I'm here to help. And I heard there's a lot of nonsense going on down behind, like, in the house down below. I'll help. I'll help, the lady in front. I got this, guys.
You need 4 successes to get 2 minds at once, and they are going to resist. But the one dot of discipline that they never get as ghouls is something to resist mind control, because that's what they're good for, right? So they are going to resist that. So here we go.
What do I roll?
Oh wait, we'll roll it in a second. But you're going to roll your mesmerize, I think. I want 4 successes to get both of these guys at once, and your mesmerize will be sure to rouse. You have to rouse to use it.
Yeah. Oh,
unless you want to compel, which means compel will be down and dirty, and it'll just be like run or get out of my way or something like that. Would you rather use your compel power? That one you don't have to rouse for.
No, because I think mesmerize is stronger, right? I think it's
way stronger. They'll be under your power.
Yeah.
Okay.
Completely.
Okay. You're going to rouse. You're going to potentially go to 5 hunger, in which case you'll become a feral, ravening beast. You're going to roll. Let's have that. And then you're going to roll manipulation plus dominate if you don't fail it. So we'll come back to you in a second and see how that went.
Right,
they are going to
until you come back.
Okay, great.
So scared.
They're going to move toward Lucius and attack him. Obviously, Bex is going to attack Curtis Krieger because she can now see that Curtis Krieger is there. Sonia is going to attack Curtis Krieger because he has revealed himself by attacking her, and Dr. Orman is going to attack Jen Brown. This is a big, nasty round, everybody. So. What is Curtis Krieger going to do?
Okay. I'd like to. I'm close to Sonia. I want to see if I can. Have I noticed Bex out there?
Certainly you can if you'd like. Actually, I think you're a little busy.
Yeah, okay, cool. Great. So I'm about to get shot in the back or something. I think I'd like to dive towards Jen and Orman.
Okay. That makes total sense. Do you want to attack him, or do you want to just get down there in between them, or describe what
get between and almost like use him as a shield?
Oh, I love that. Okay, so give me a Dex plus Brawl, and you may add your grappling specialty.
Excellent.
And Jen Brown, what are you going to do this round? Oh, I'm sorry, you're muted.
Sorry.
No problem.
I'm so useless in a fight. I was just looking at my abilities. I could try to do something with far reach, but I'd have to rouse.
Use the talking skills, man.
Oh, I don't know if the talking skills are gonna work.
Silver tongue. You got it.
Oh boy.
Tell the guy that it was all Sonia's idea.
She wanted me to stab you in the neck.
I'm just saying, man. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try to do far reach.
Okay.
I'm gonna rouse.
All right.
What are you
frenzying in this room, man?
Maybe I'll make me better at fighting for once in my life.
What are you far reaching?
Do I know that Bex is coming?
I think you can see her. Yeah, you can see her better than Curtis because he was kind of facing you, and you can kind of look up and see that she's like drawing a gun. Hear her shouting.
I kind of want to try to shove Sonia into Bex in a sort of Three Stooges knocking her over kind of situation.
Okay, no problem. Let me just look up the power and make sure that you that we're using it right. Actually, it should be on your sheet. Does it show you how to use it?
Far reach. I have to rouse. It's resolve plus alchemy, strength plus athletics. Fuck.
Okay. She's gonna roll strength plus athletics to resist.
Okay,
Christ. So let's start. Let's now go backwards. Let's start with Jen Brown's roll to push Sonia into Bex.
I failed my rouse.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Okay.
Have I ever seen Jen Frenzy?
No.
Or a Gen Z, as I call them?
Well, we have Gen Z. I think we've at least seen her get close to it a little bit. Here's what I'm going to rule. Okay.
Oh shit.
You basically turned into a feral monster while activating your far reach power. So suddenly I think you go full poltergeist, Jen Brown. You go like, and like blood leaks out of your eyes and nose and ears and mouth, like, and like objects all over this fucking basement just start flying around like in a storm of like telekinetic fury. You do not achieve your objective of pushing Sonia into Bex, but you do make things very hard for Curtis Krieger and Dr. Orman, who are down in the basement with you. And now let's have those rolls, everybody.
All right.
Oh,
yo, man, this is like, you just wanted to run. You should have. Oh, man.
How did you do, Curtis Krieger?
I'm spending willpower.
I think we should just all roleplay the gargoyle next time because I think we're all dying today, aren't we?
Oh yeah. It smells like a TPK, pals.
All right. After that willpower spend, I got 5 successes.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's amazing. So you are able to get into position, and Dr. Orman was activating some sort of like sneaky fucking blood magic like attack. So you see his handprint is like covered in blood, but when Jen Brown unleashes all that craziness around her, it kind of makes him hover for a second, and he's not able to do it. And your 5 successes, you were going to grapple him and kind of use him as a shield against Bex and those guys. So a couple things happen. First of all, I've just been informed that Jen Brown, your frenzy means that you automatically lose a point of humanity. You've gone down to 7. That's how hard it is to maintain 8 humanity.
Oh my God.
You have gone into a hunger frenzy and you lose. You're back down to 7. And
I'm
Jen
at
Brown,
8, actually.
Oh, you're down to 8. Okay, good,
Yeah.
good. You're down to 8 humanity, and you're just like a ravening beast right now. Keep that in mind as we role play this. I might be able to veto an action that you want to take and make you do something else, but you're just like a psychic storm right now. Things are flying around. Old
Curtis's hair is like standing up like a cat in a
right. Old lacrosse equipment is flying across this basement. But Curtis, you do have Orman, and you're keeping his like dangerous palm away from you. And now we are going to go to Sonia and to you leaped away from Sonia and Bex. Okay. Sonia is going to try to get Jen Brown in hand. Here she goes. She leaps down with surprising agility for a kind of a large lady. And let's see, 1, 2, only 2 successes is not enough. So she's trying to get near you, Jen Brown, and grab you, but like stuff is flying everywhere and like slicing her arms. And now let's see how Bex does. Bex is trying to shoot Curtis. But Curtis, you now have, I'm going to say 3 points of Dr. Orman armor. So if anything she does above that will hurt you, but that's it, right? Okay. So here comes Bex with her, fire arms roll. And let's see. Okay, so she did 4 damage, so 1 gets through you. Like one of the bullets goes all the way through Orman into you. And Orman, let me mark Orman. Let me mark Orman here.
Orman's having a bad day.
Yeah, he's having a bad day.
Lost his pet. I talked about all the people that he loved that we killed.
Oh, God. And let's talk to Lucius Ali.
Right.
Lucius, here we go.
I'm going to roll 1 success, so I'm not hungrier.
Great.
Okay. So what do I roll? Manipulation?
Yeah, it was, it's manipulation plus dominate, I believe. Let me check again.
Okay.
Yes, manipulation plus dominate.
I'm going to use a willpower.
Okay, good idea.
Okay, I got 3 successes.
You needed 4 to get them both.
Oh.
So, what are you saying to them? So I know how they should act. The one that you got.
So I'm just like, there's trouble down. You know, there's trouble back. You know, over in the other houses. You need to go over and check that out.
He runs to go do that, but the other one is like, no, you can't pull that shit on me.
And as he is about to go and pull the trigger, because I've got rapid reflexes, a bit of stretching, he's just gonna go. He's gonna try and do some jujitsu shit and like turn pull the arm down and put the gun on him just before he pulls the trigger to shoot himself in the head.
Well, let me
Lucius special is what I'm gonna start calling.
Let me be fair. Rapid reflexes means you suffer no penalty to your defense pools for lack of cover against firearms. Right. So that means you can use a minor action. You can grab your gun with a minor action.
Oh, I see.
So it means basically I'm going to allow you to roll something to dodge the the bullets he's about to put in you.
Cool. I'll do that then. And then I'll try and see what else I can do.
I'll allow you to roll Dex plus Athletics to avoid the 4 damage, but it would only be 2 superficial damage that are coming at you right now.
Okay. 1 success.
1 success is not enough, so you take another superficial damage. Remember, you can rouse to heal that, but I bet you don't want to rouse right now.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so you have a superficial damage on your tracker. I think you took 1 earlier, too, or 2 earlier?
Yeah, I took 2 earlier.
How many health levels does Lucius have altogether?
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black dots.
Okay, 6. So we're not all we've got you halfway down. Let's see if I can kill a vampire with damage today, everybody.
How much damage did I take, by the way, from my non-Orman deflected bullet?
Oh yeah, you just took 1 because that's what got through.
Great.
And actually, superficial damage is halved, so you took 0. Sorry, Ross. Yeah, I should have been clear about
Why
that.
ask?
Superficial damage is halved. And not for Jen Brown, who, when a gun hits her, takes full, like, kind of aggravated damage. But for you, it is. So your
Great.
Ormond shield has worked well for you.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Like that, buddy.
So let's do another round. And I think that things are really kind of coming to a head here, everybody. So we may not play out every round all the way through the conflict. Jen Brown is basically in a new mental state that is very interesting. So I'm going to ask you, Jen Brown, in this new mental state, what do you think you do? And by the way, your weird, crazy psychic attack is going to go away this round.
Right.
Yeah, because you can't kind of control it and maintain it. So what is a feral Jen Brown? How does she behave?
Well, because she's basically just a beast right now and she fucking hates Sonia, I feel like she wants to pounce her and try to like rip her throat out.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, she can go ahead and take a attack against Sonia with her strength plus brawl. And her hatred of Sonia will give you an extra die, I think.
Strength plus, so that's just 3 dice, and since it's just going to be all hunger, right?
That's correct. It'll just be all hunger, so you could bestial failure or messy critical on that. That's possible.
So frenzying doesn't make me stronger; it just makes me out of control.
Well, I'm allowing you to have like I'm throwing you an extra die on this because I feel like you hate her so much, and the frenzy is kind of because of her, and it's it's like I think that makes sense for you to take an extra die, but I don't think much more than that. You are thin blood. You're not like a gangrel dreadnought, like our friend Curtis Krieger. Curtis Krieger. So Sonia's going to try to get you under control, Jen Brown. Curtis Krieger, what are you going to do? Bex is sitting there firing into the guy that you're holding. He's trying to get this like blood-covered hand up to your face, like, and you're having to like really hold him to prevent that.
Okay. Yeah. I would like to. Yeah. Fuck it. I wanna create some more chaos to see if we can extract ourselves. Because we're in a basement, so it'd be very hard to get out except through our attackers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a
I'm
hole
afraid
behind
so.
us, right?
There is a hole behind you. Yes.
Behind us?
That Gargi made.
Well, the hole you
I
came
thought that was the hole I came through.
No, it's. I'm sorry. So a little theater of the mind. So it's tough sometimes. You are looking up through it, Curtis, from with the way you're facing, because Bex is on the lip of it, firing into you. You know what I mean? And you're holding the guy, so you're looking up at it.
Okay, cool.
Gargi tried to take the stairs. The stairs kind of collapsed and it kind of went out of the wall, but it did kind of make it up to the first floor when it ripped out.
I would once again like to try to summon some animal friends to provide cover.
Okay, sure. Let's go ahead and have you make a careless whisper roll.
I'm never gonna suck again. Guilty fangs, etc.
That's going to require a rouse check, Curtis Krieger.
It's my hunger creeps ever forward. Let's see. Do I do it? Yep, I get hungrier. Okay.
How much hunger are you at? 4?
I'm at 3 now, so I'm still I'm hanging in there.
Okay. Great. What are you? Are you summoning anything in particular? I think in this case you're just going to go, come help me.
Yeah.
To whatever's there. Okay, I'll let you know how that goes in a second. Lucius Ali, what are you going to roll this round?
I assume I'm gonna try a compel. Can I do a compel in this situation?
I don't see why not. Yeah, you still haven't gone feral yet, so you can try a compel on him now.
Because I think I'm like, because I've got hit now and I saw that it didn't work and I'm close. I'm gonna kind of use that anger and my hunger and sort of like go like under my breath. I'll be like, I think I wasn't clear, and then I'm gonna go up to him and just say, "Fuck off!" Like kind of like as if to just tell him to run away.
Okay, great. Go ahead and give me the compel roll, which will be charisma plus dominate. And let's start with you. Let's get the conclusion of your roll here. The ghoul will roll to resist.
I got a messy crit.
Okay. Your compel. When you say "fuck off," I'm going to tell you what happens with the messy crit. He's got a gun on you and has fired into you a couple times. When you say "fuck off," he like can't help himself. He suddenly goes and shoots himself in the chest and falls to the ground.
I didn't want that.
No, of course not. But he's out of your way. I want to narrate something that's happening a little ways away, which is that a beautiful woman is putting on a plague doctor mask and sliding her K-bar knives into their sheaths and then walking down some steps. The Archon is on her way. Why did it take her this long?
23.
Now let's go to Bex. How did your Feral Whispers roll go, my friend, Curtis Krieger?
Let's see. It went 2 successes good.
Okay, let's see how Bex is continuing to fire at you through Ormond's roll went. Her roll went 1, 2. She critted. She critted plus 3 successes, so 7 successes. So Bex, suddenly all of these sparrows just start like flocking through the house, and Bex is just waiting for them to get out of her way, and she's just like clack, 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 and she's had time now. So with her crit, I'm gonna say none of these hit Ormond. They all hit you. Cool. 7 successes. I'm gonna let your 2 successes of birds kind of take off 2. That's 5 plus 2 for her pistol. That's 7 superficial damage, but we have it for vampires, so that's actually, we're gonna call it 3 more superficial damage to you. She's just like finding you, your shoulder, your temple, like she's just
all
like
around my.
How did that go for you? Where are you at now, health wise?
Well, it's because Ormond took the brunt of the last attack. I just have those 3 superficials.
Okay, that's right. Okay, well done. So she's now it's Ormond's turn to try to do something, and I will take 2 successes for the birds that are flying in off of whatever he attempts here. But he's trying to get his hand to your neck. He's trying to get his hand to your neck. He's not really good at this kind of thing. He's good at like activating the power, but not at like wrestling with somebody. You don't have any potence or anything, though.
I don't have potence, no.
Here he goes, and he rolled. Well, he got 2 successes. Oh, but I said the birds take away 2 successes. So he's still like, and you can see that you can smell the blood, and it doesn't smell like blood. It smells like he's turned his blood into something, and it's like close to your, it's not good. Okay.
He's getting pecked. He's getting pecked, but good.
So now it's Sonia's turn. How did you do on your attack, Jen Brown?
Wheat
womp. Okay. Sonia grabs a hold of you quite easily to the tune of only 3 successes, but then I have to add her potence. Wait. Okay. 4 successes. Jen Brown, she is so strong. Like, she just like kind of has you. And it's like there's no. I mean, you're acting feral. You're like, and she just is like kind of has you with like one arm, like easily, and she's going shh, shh, and running her fingers through your hair and acting very motherly with you. But I'm going to tell you that like attempting to break free is going to be tough, and you need a lot of successes to break free.
No.
And that brings us to a completely new round. Let's ask Jen Brown, what are you going to do?
What happened to my little kid? What happened to Adventures in Babysitting?
What happened to the children, actually?
Yeah.
Where are they?
Yeah.
Well, let's cut to them for a second. They're kind of skipping down the road away from where the entire fight is happening. And they meet, they over in the shrubs, and the one kid that broke off is like over there, and he's like, hey, and they skip over, and they're like, we led Curtis Krieger to Jen Brown and Lucius L.E. And he says, the Gias is fulfilled. And then he picks up a baby and goes, and I have secured our payment.
Oh, no.
And they skip away off into the bushes with a live human baby.
Dear.
Oh, dear. Is like being
and
called.
On that note.
Let's have one more round of this conflict, which is I'm having fun with now. I'm like so scared for you guys, but I think that this will be the round where we kind of finally decide who won this exchange. And look, in the book it says you can do 3, 2, done. Sometimes you can make a concession, right? Meaning like, okay, we lost, but Jared, you, the storyteller, have to concede something about our loss. It feels like you guys are losing this, but I'm going to give you one more round to kind of turn it around. Okay. The only thing is I've foreshadowed that the Archon is on her way. It might mean that you are all captured and not destroyed. It might mean, think about, based on how the rolls go this way, what you want me to concede, because it feels like this might be a concession instead of, if we could just keep rolling round after round, and I think you guys might end up worse off. And Jen Brown can't even control her character at this point. But let's go ahead and do one more round, okay? We have time for one more round. So, Jen Brown, what are you going to do this round?
Would I still have the presence of mind in a frenzy to shout run to Curtis?
I will allow that. Absolutely. So
Okay.
You're going to shout run. Okay.
But it'll be like beastly and,
Yes,
desperate.
absolutely.
But I think Jen knows she's fucked and she doesn't want Curtis to be fucked alongside her.
Sonia is going to try to just run off with you. Like she's just going to try to like climb out of there and get you to safety, get you away from them. Bex is going to keep firing into Curtis. The swarm of sparrows is going to keep like flapping around the room. Dr. Orman is going to keep trying to get his hand onto Curtis. Curtis, what are you going to do?
I would want to push Orman away from me. And blink out of sight. Kind of have the sparrows kind of like do that thing where they swarm around you like a little whirlwind, and as they part, there's nothing there.
Great. I need you to give me a stealth roll because you have to get out. You have to get out of sight before you can create that effect. And I believe Unseen Passage also requires you to rouse, my friend.
You might be right.
I'm pretty sure.
Or maybe not.
No, it does. One round.
No, it's automatic. No, it's a rouse. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Cloak of Shadows is automatic, but Unseen Passage requires you to rouse.
I don't get hungrier. Okay.
Okay, great. So in a second, you're just going to roll. I'll allow you to roll a dexterity plus stealth. I'll allow you to use the birds to kind of cloak you. So go ahead and add 2 dice to that dexterity plus stealth.
All right.
And,
nice.
You'll roll that in a second.
Okay.
Lucius Ali, the Archon is going to come out of the house and see you in a couple minutes. But right now, you've taken away the ghouls that were in your way. What do you do, Lucius Ali?
I can see Bex, can't I?
Yeah, you can. She's kind of she's a little ways away. She's in the house, but she's just like blah,
She's
blah,
focused,
blah.
then.
Yeah, she's focused.
I think I'm going to go to use my soaring leap to get her, and I'm going to go and do the deed.
Great. No problem. Let me have an attack using your soaring leap. So normally a normal person wouldn't be able to just get to her in this round like this and attack, but I'll allow your soaring leap to allow that. You just like leap into the house. And so I need you to give me a strength plus brawl roll. And you may add potence for this. And we shall see what happens. Okay. And let's resolve you first.
Okay. I've got 3 successes.
Okay. 3 successes. All right. So let's see here. How
does it matter if those 3 were red, or it just doesn't? Because it's like because they're the hunger die, I assume, right?
They're the hunger die, but unless they came up as 10s, or unless you got no successes and the hunger dice came up as 1s, or on some die it's like a skull, like you're fine. Okay, it'll let you know. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna let Bex do some stuff here. Let's see. All right. So Bex did not see Lucius coming. And Bex is going to continue to fire at Lucius, at Curtis. And Curtis, how did your stealth roll go?
Let's see. Messy critical.
Oh, my man.
Okay, a messy critical means this. You have filled, the entire house is now so filled with birds, nobody can see anything. Yeah. You, of course, go invisible with your unseen passage, and your messy critical also means that none of the bullets hit anymore before suddenly Lucius smashes into Beck, and they both go over the edge of the hole in the floor, and they smash down into the basement. And Lucius Ali, you take damage from that. Let's see here. You take 1 superficial damage from that as you guys smash down, and so she takes damage too. Okay. Jen Brown screams. Let me hear it. Let me hear Farrell scream.
Run!
Yeah. Okay, great. Sonia, let's see how she does in this swarm of birds. Okay, Sonia does excellently. Sonia crits to get away with Jen Brown. So Sonia is up and out of there now and moving through the back of a house with Jen Brown under her sway. I'm going to ask for a final action from each person, not even one we're going to roll. This is going to be our new cliffhanger. Curtis Krieger, what do? You've heard Jen Brown scream at you to run. Yeah.
And I think I get out of there, get out of the house.
Great. You no need to roll. I'm going to allow you with your messy crit on your feral whispering to just kind of and you went unseen. Mm-hmm. So I think that you're just out of there. You're just gone. You go out the back. And you even see like Sonia like dragging Jen Brown up some stairs, and you can't. You have to go. She told you to run. And you're out, you're invisible, you're gone. Lucius Ali, what's your last action?
I think my last action was going to bite Bex.
Oh, that's absolutely right. Okay. I'm not going to roll yet. We're going to roll when we come back next time. But basically, I just want to narrate this. You're coming, you're on top of her. Your jaws are opening. Your fangs are glistening. You're about to like come down on her. She's like trying to flip over and fight you. And that's when the Archon appears at the top of the stairs. So Lucius Ali, you've broken off a fight against 2 different enemies. When we come back next time, Jen Brown, let's end on you. What's your last action? I think you can start. Well, you're still feral no matter what. And Sonia is pushing you into the bathroom, actually, of this house. And she kind of tosses you back into the tub. And
could I probably couldn't have. This is too clever, I think, for her to do when she's feral. I was going to see if she could have palmed the phone back as Sonia was lugging her around.
Roll your humanity.
Oh.
Let's see. You have 5 hunger. Roll your humanity minus 5. So roll 3 dice. And if you succeed with 2 successes, you palmed that phone.
I got 2 successes.
Yes!
Yeah.
So he's like, this is for your own good, dear. She slams the door, and Jen Brown's like, and that is today's episode of Vampires of Pittsburgh Lockdown.
Oh man, what a way back in.
Hachi Machi.
That was the Hachi Machi episode, everybody. What? We bring you the action. We bring you the suspense. We bring you the diablerie every week. What do you think? Is our coterie still essentially defeated? Curtis is left. It feels like almost in the same position as he was in last time.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm out of the building, but I'm like, fuck.
Here's what I'll say, and this is a little outside of game. Okay, so you guys, I think, generally think of your characters as people, and you make decisions based on their motivations, and that's the way you should play, obviously. But I will say, a chronicle should develop over time, and it feels like the conflict between the Camarilla and you guys has come to maybe a real impasse here, right? Like, there's really not. You were offered one more chance to work with them. You said no. So I think that's off the table now. So we need to think about, what is the Chronicle going to develop where you just defeat them finally and then the Inquisition is next on your list? Or are you guys going to escape and run somewhere else, maybe to a setting that I've already fully created, Philadelphia? I mean, it's really up to you, but I would put a little thought into that. If you have any thoughts, send me an email. And viewers, if you have thoughts on that, I always like to hear what people are thinking. So let us know what you're thinking. I'm curious because I do want to develop in a certain direction. I think that we need to kind of finally solve
this. Though, right? I mean, we've just reacted in a way.
Okay.
I mean,
diablerizing the sheriff isn't implied now.
Eye gouging between friends.
It's all about survival of the fittest, right?
Sure. No, it is. I mean, it really is. That's definitely a theme of Vampire. And if it's not, Abu will make it a theme. You guys were fantastic today. I'm so excited I get to play with these players all the time. Thank you, Ross, Abu, and Ashley. Love spending my mornings pretending to rip people apart with you.
Thank you very much, guys.
I'll say goodbye now, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye, guys. I'm just going to go through our end of show business. I have a little bit of time for a question or comment today, so just throw that up in the chat, and Secret GM Clinton Trucks will make sure I see it. VOP Lockdown will be back next week, 10 a.m., and we will find out what happens when Lucius fights the Archon and Bex at the same time while trying to diablerize Bex. We will find out what happens with the relationship between Sonia and Ashley and Jen Brown. We will find those things will be answered. So come back next week for more of that. Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific. We're bringing Lone Wolf back. Yes, Lone Wolf, the incredible sort of choose your own adventure fighting fantasy type series by Joe Deaver and Gary Chalk. I play solo with everyone. Come tune in, 7 p.m. We will play through the book. I use the chat to help me make decisions. I use Secret GM Clinton Trucks to help me make decisions. And together we will get through book 2, Fire on the Water. Let's play solo together, everybody. Lone Wolves, 7 p.m. Pacific, this coming Tuesday. And Blood and Blades is back next Saturday, and we've got a Kino Horror episode coming for you. So our crews are the Weird Sisters, the Tin Whistles, and the Kino Horror, which means without the evil eye. The Kino Horror are Scovelanders who are determined to steal back Scoveland artifacts for their own people. And last time they saved the entire city, but of course no one will ever give them credit because nobody knows who they are. They are shadows who work with a subtle reputation. They're going to have a little downtime and pick their next score. And we would love to hear what kind of things you'd like to see with the Kino Horror. So hit us up on the Discord. That is the place to let us know. Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition is from World of Darkness and Paradox Interactive. Our original music, which every time I hear it after a little break makes me so happy, is by the very talented Axel Kazis Taylor. Our original art, and there was some really bitchin' art tonight by Will Pottorff, Pottorff. Check him out on Instagram or at willpottorff.com. Please subscribe on Twitch. I mentioned it at the beginning. I'll mention it again. The more subscribers we have, the more content we're able to bring you, and the more special events and special things we're able to bring you. And we love our subscribers, and we give our subscribers things. If you have ideas for things you'd like to see as a subscriber, you're already subscribed, let us know. I let the subscribers help us create the city of Philadelphia and all of its NPCs. The subscribers are involved in our Blades in the Dark faction turn every month. We should add something for Neptune Society or THACO and the other games that we play on Tuesdays. If you have thoughts on that, let us know. And please subscribe because it's the way we keep this channel going. And join our Discord. I mentioned it a couple times. That's really the place to talk to us. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Reddit. But the best place to talk to us is on our Discord, where we have a really nice little conversation going, even if you're just into heavy metal or weird books. We talk about that stuff too, but we talk a lot about role-playing games. I would like to say thank you to Megan Arch, Matt Moynihan, Jill Petracek, Petrasek. Jill, have I said your name wrong every time? I sincerely apologize.
Petrasek.
Petrasek. Thank you, secret storyteller Clinton Trucks. I'm sorry about that, Jill. And guys, May 1st, I just want you to know that you should be looking at some new interesting things from the Stream of Blood. There's going to be things are going to look a little different around here, and that's all I will say. Did we have any comments or questions? I didn't see any. Oh, yeah. Did they surprise as per usual? Did who surprise? I don't understand the question, Mr. Clinton Trucks.
The players, I believe, Jared. Were you surprised by anybody's actions?
No, I knew all of this was going to happen, and I have detailed notes. Don't look at that on everything that they were going to do. Look, I am a mastermind and a puppet master, and I'm never surprised. Are you kidding? All the times I go like this, that's just me having gas. Here we go. Has Sabrina experienced any physical changes since she's been a ghoul of the Nosferatu? Everybody's just like, what dots do they have? What dots? What discipline dots do the characters have? Sabrina has had some physical changes, and she also, we know, has Obfuscate 1, Cloak of Shadows, because she went invisible in a dark room one time. Physical changes. Yeah, I think I talked about it. Sabrina's eyes never close now. She's like always looking at her phone, and she's like incapable of closing her eyes. That's what's kind of weird about Sabrina. She isn't full nose because she's just a ghoul, but she has this sort of kind of like she has a far away iPhone face. So part of her personality already, but horrifically exaggerated by the Nosferatu blood in her system. Guys, oh yeah. When are you bringing the Neptune Society back? Why did you stop? So we have not stopped the Neptune Society. It is not going away in any way, shape, or form. We have just decided that in order to keep schedules moving along at a good pace, that we now have, and this is an important part of kind of how the things are moving forward. So thank you for asking this question. We now have 3 shows at the Stream of Blood. Saturdays, Blood and Blades with our Blades in the Dark crew. Sundays, Vampires of Pittsburgh Lockdown. And whatever Vampires of Pittsburgh turns into if they ever remove the lockdown. And Tuesdays is a Taste of Blood. It's our kind of grab bag show. That is where you will find Lone Wolf. That is where you will find Thaco Tuesday. And that is where you will find the Neptune Society. And basically, we're just going to take a little more time with some of our Neptune Society stories and make sure that they are like really kind of juicy and creepy and eerie and good. And I can reveal to you, and I've said it on the Discord, there will be a new Neptune Society, not this Tuesday, but the Tuesday after, with some exciting guests and an exciting storyline. And if you hop onto our Discord, I even gave a little study guide of previous episodes you should watch to be able to tell what's going on in this new episode of the Neptune Society, which will debut Tuesday after this one. And Neptune Society will be back all the time. So my plan, if we can pull it off, if it makes sense, is to throw up a Lone Wolves, a Neptune, and Thaco once a month. And one of them might get 2 episodes. One of them might get more. If we get more subscribers, if the channel makes more money, then we can just make more things regular shows. But right now, this is a small fly-by-night operation, and we love doing it. And I would never abandon any of the shows that we have. I really like them. Okay. Yes. When you start to feel players get a little dejected or settling into a TPK, how do you adjust that as a GM that wants to focus on player enjoyment? Ooh, that's a big, heavy question. One thing about player dejection is that you need to play with good people. And I know that Ross, Ashley, and Abu are good sports and don't understand that I'm going to take care of them as a storyteller. So I don't think that they really get dejected very often. But I realize at home your players might have a slightly different perspective. Players need to understand it's a fiction. And in good fiction, the heroes face setbacks and get hurt and sometimes get captured even. And those are the interesting beats. Those are the things that define your character. So you need to play with players who understand that. But beyond that, always make sure they have an option. I do hear players in all of our streams sometimes go, well, the only thing I can do is this. That might even be true. But when you hear them say that, you should go, well, actually, you could also do this or this or this or this. Players want options at all times. So don't ever make them feel like they have no options. Hurt them, beat them up, kill their loved ones, drain their brains out of their ears, do every horrible thing you can as a game master to them, but never take away all of their options, and make sure that the bad things that happen to them result from them picking a certain option, not from you just levying punishment against them. That's a very complex answer, and in fact, it's a complex thing to learn how to do. You just have to game master a lot, and you get to the point where you realize, oh, I should never tell them they can only do one thing. Whenever I'm in a D&D game where everybody's just like, I attack, because that's what all I have is a melee attack. I guess all I can use is my melee attack. I hate it. Don't ever be in that game. Come up with keep giving them options. Okay, what was that last one you flew up there? Yep. A recommendation on communicating plausible difficulty or tone for a storyline to players. I've had some cases recently where some of my players bit off more than they can chew due to not recognizing how serious a threat was. So, okay, difficulty or tone. I think you're asking when something's very dangerous, how do you warn the players that it's dangerous? And I don't think you do. I don't think that you do. I think that, outside of the fiction of the game, I think like a lot of times I'll say, no, I'm lying. Sometimes I do just go, hey guys, you're walking into the bad guy's lair and they have, just so you know what you're getting into, they have this and this and this, and that could be dangerous for you. I don't know what you would have to do outside of that. Outside of that, just let it play, right? If they still decide to go in, let it play out the way it really should play out. Give them options, but let things get bad for them. Because they decided to go somewhere where things could get bad. A lot of times I, as a game master, have tried to put the nerf, the bumpers, the training wheels on when I thought that players were about to die or to get into deep trouble. And that's not the thing to do, I don't think. I still do it sometimes, and you shouldn't do it. The thing to do, this is so tied into the last question. The thing to do is just keep giving them options. Even when all is lost, give them one more option. Ashley's character tonight completely went feral, but I didn't say no when she wanted to see if she had a chance of grabbing that phone. So the player still feels empowered, and that's what I would recommend for you. Let them know when they're going into a dire situation, but then make it dire. Don't put the safety bumpers on. Make it dire, but keep giving them options. All right. By the way, guys, I make mistakes all the time, so take everything with a grain of salt. Now here's a question I can use. Thank you, Fancy. Godzilla or Kong? The only question that matters. I actually haven't gotten to see the new film yet, but I'm a big fan of both of these monsters. I gotta go. King Kong, everybody. I love a gorilla, as you will know if you saw a couple episodes of the Neptune Society. All right. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Until next time, #GetPink, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.